.420, denial of registration card or hardship cultivation registration. .425, revocation of registration card or hardship cultivation registration. .430, revocation of certified healthcare provider registration. .435, void certified physician registration. Okay, .440, void registration cards. .445, summary cease and desist order and quarantine order. Okay, .450, summary suspension order. .500, administrative review, non-selection of a registered marijuana dispensary's application for initial registration. .505, hearings. .510, effective denial of renewal or revocation of registered marijuana dispensary registration, revocation of RPH registration, and surrender of a registration. Okay, .600, municipal requirements. .650, non-conflict with other law. .700, waivers. And .800, severability. Okay, questions or comments? It seems like there are two requests we've made for our staff. One is in .007 to add language with respect to physician assistants, consistent as closely as possible with language for nurse practitioners. Is that correct? And then the wording change in .015 to join the two sentences with the word accept. I don't think that the requests for commitment that Commissioner Title made, that you, Mr. Executive Director, agreed to, need to go into the regulations. It's just an operational commitment made, which I accept. So unless I missed something, those are the only two changes that we've asked for in these regulations. My belief is that neither of those are substantive. Well, they're substantive, but they're straightforward. I asked my fellow commissioners whether you feel comfortable having a vote on these regulations at this point in time, subject to the two changes that I just articulated. Okay. And could I have a motion, please, to approve?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
just ask one thing,
Sure.
is that you also include as part of that vote, just to delegate the authority to staff if there's any non-substantive ministerial
Sure.
changes that we have the authority to do so.
Great, thank you. That's fine. So I guess the motion I would like to ask for is to approve the medical use of marijuana regulations 935 CMR 501, subject to the changes that were just articulated. So in section .007, adding language about physician's assistant, the language changed to .015, and delegating the staff authority to make minor edits and ministerial changes. Could I have a motion, please, to approve that?
So moved.
Second. Let the record show Commissioner Doyle made the motion to approve, seconded by Commissioner Flanagan. Commissioner Doyle, your vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoffman, aye. Commissioner McBride?
Aye.
Commissioner Flanagan?
Aye.
Commissioner Title?
Aye.
Great. Let the record show the Commission unanimously approved that motion. So thank you. That's a big step. Thank you very much. The second set of regulations that we'll walk through are 935 CMR 502, which is co-located adult use and medical use marijuana operations. We'll do the same thing. We'll go through section by section and ask for any comments or concerns, and then move on to the next section, starting with, and again, I will omit 502, just go through the last decimal points. So .001, purpose. .002, definitions. .003, co-located marijuana operations. .005, fees. .028, registration of agents affiliated with CMOs, CMOs being shorthand for co-located marijuana operations. .101, application requirements. .102, action on applications. .103, licensure and renewal. .104, notification and approval of changes. .105, general operational requirements. .110, security requirements. .120, additional operational requirements for cultivation. .130, additional operating requirements for product manufacturing. .140, additional operational requirements for retail sales. .150, edible nips or marijuana products. .160, testing of marijuana nips or marijuana products. .300, inspections. .700, waivers. .900, severability. Okay. I guess I should compliment the staff on a great job. So I would ask for a motion to approve these regulations subject to the same authorizing staff to make edits and ministerial changes as appropriate. Can I ask for that motion, please? Have a second, please?
Second.
Let the record show Commissioner McBride made the motion to approve, seconded by Commissioner McBride. Commissioner Doyle, excuse me. Commissioner Doyle, your vote.
Aye.
Commissioner Hoffman, aye. Commissioner McBride.
Aye.
Commissioner Flanagan.
Aye.
Commissioner Title.
Aye.
Let the record show the commission unanimously approved the acceptance of 935 CMR 502, co-located adult use and medical use marijuana operations, subject to whatever minor edits and ministerial changes necessarily are made by the staff. Thank you. That's, again, a very important achievement, and appreciate the work of the staff to get us to this point. Thank you very much. We have two other items on the agenda. The first is guidance on tinctures, and again, this was a request that came from the public that we clarify some of the issues around tinctures. Commissioner Flanagan deserves credit for kind of taking the lead on this. I don't know, Commissioner Flanagan, if you would like to lead us through this conversation, or would you like the executive director to do so? If you do, okay, Mr. Executive Director, if you would walk us through this, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and to your point, thank you to Commissioner Flanagan for, I think, shepherding this to today at least. So this is guidance intended to identify tinctures and clarify how they exist as a product in the legal adult use and medical use markets. Really intended to give further guidance to licensees or product manufacturers and other interested folks relative to dosing, packaging, and labeling regulations, specifically into tinctures. This clarifies that they're not considered edibles or beverage products, that they are in fact considered concentrates, which also have distinct labeling rules. Individual serving size in a package of tincture can be determined by the product manufacturer, but can never contain more than 5 milligrams of THC, and one bottle or container of tincture can never contain more than 1,000 milligrams of THC. And then finally, that a marijuana retailer may not sell more than 5 grams of tincture to an adult use consumer per transaction. So certainly, I guess with previous guidance documents, as soon as the commission is comfortable and meets with your approval, we will go ahead and put it on our website where we have a repository of all those guidance documents.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner Flanagan, for taking the lead on this. Are there questions or comments? Commissioner Doyle?
I think this is great. Thank you, Commissioner Flanagan, for your leadership on this. The one thing I would ask perhaps in the future as we get to know more and more. The more clarification and parameters we can provide around tinctures, the better for, I think, our enforcement.
Any other comments or questions? Should we vote to approve this guidance? I'd like a motion, and I don't think there are any suggested changes, but again, we get the staff following all the different ministerial edits to this before it gets posted on our website. Let me ask for a motion to do so, to approve this. No second. Okay, let the record show Commissioner McBride made a motion to approve, seconded by Commissioner Flanagan. Commissioner Doyle, your vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoffman, aye. Commissioner McBride? Commissioner Flanagan?
Aye.
Commissioner Title?
Aye.
Great, thank you very much. Let the record show Commissioner unanimously approve this guidance document subject to ministerial changes by the staff. Again, my thanks to Commissioner Flanagan. Last item on the agenda is open data. Again, just to remind everybody, first of all, open data is a commitment of this commission, particularly of our executive director, to operate transparently, to make all the information and data that we are going to collect, not private, personal information, but in general about the industry, make that available not just to the commission but to the public. To do so, we have submitted an RFR. We have negotiated. We gave the executive director authority to negotiate a contract with the chosen vendor, Socrata, and the executive director has a recommendation to approve a final contract with Socrata. So I'm going to let the executive director walk us through the details of that contract proposal. Post-contract, excuse me.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you indicated, this is certainly a priority of mine and something that I'm very excited about, and really appreciate the fact that I think the commission has really taken a very public posture in trying to be transparent and share as much information as possible, arming both ourselves as well as the public with information. So I want to first compliment and thank our staff for taking on this effort of first envisioning what an open data concept would look like, but then also identifying the right vendor to partner with in developing that. So, and also I want to thank Christine Bailey, our General Counsel, Dave McKenna, our Chief Technology Officer, for shepherding the statement of work to today's consideration. So as you will recall, we did issue a procurement early on about relative to open data, and we recommended the PMT that existed, recommended Socrata as the vendor. So since that decision, we've been working with Socrata to develop the statement of work, also executing a standard contract forms and terms and conditions forms. This really stems from a standard cloud term contract for consideration for the commission. So as you will recall, we did get 5 responses to that procurement, but we chose Socrata for a variety of reasons. One is their functionality of reporting and exporting relevant data, their ability to meet what we think are complex timelines, their security model, proposed engagement model, the references and experience within Massachusetts, specifically with the comptroller and their see-through program, as well as their familiarity with the industry based on their work in the state of Washington with the State Liquor and Cannabis Board. Relative to the specific contract, we're seeking to leverage their or develop a data center for the commission, which will enable us to have a good data governance model, as well as consistency in reporting and reconciliation, report and exporting relevant data, both internal and external, developing obviously charts and graphs and dashboarding, and also our own key performance indicators, integrating with all of our various systems and technology. Specifically, we're going to use the Socrata Data as a Service platform, the Socrata Performance Optimization Cloud, which is a mapping and strategic objective development tool, the Socrata Operational Intelligence Cloud, which is helping us to drill down on our own key performance indicators, Open Data and Citizen Engagement Cloud, which is open data access, and lastly, the Socrata Financial Insights Cloud, which is a flow of revenue sources. And I think it's worth noting that's exactly what the comptroller uses on the revenue side. One key element that is embedded certainly spiritually in what we're doing, but I think also substantively throughout the statement of work is, I know it's certainly a concern of the commission, is the protection of patient information and any patient data. We are responsible to define what we're feeding into Socrata. So that being said, the Digital Center of Excellence and Data Governance team, which is we led internally by our Chief Technology Officer, will be responsible for identifying and managing the data sets that are available for use both internal as well as external. And we will make sure to give every data set a single point of contact to make sure we're not ever publishing information that we ought not to be publishing. And that was obviously something that we were sensitive to. The contract, the statement of work indicates that they can meet a 30-day business day initial implementation, but really 45 total days, followed by a 90-day long implementation process. So they'll meet with us, they'll meet with the team internally, and then work with us to develop that process for launching an open data portal. Also work with us to develop our own key performance indicators. Other elements that are embedded within this is their security model and their FedRAMP controls. Again, similar to our models with JD Software and Metric, we really see them as a partner in our implementation, which I think has been successful to date. And certainly lastly, but probably most importantly to folks, is the cost. There is a $120,000 annual cost for 25 users. Those users are internal, as well as a development cost of about $49,800 for, again, that consultation as well as the training on the software itself. So after the first year, this is intended to be a 1-year commitment with 2 annual commission options to renew, so it could turn into a 3-year model for us. After that first year, we will evaluate that cost model to make sure that it continues to meet our expectations and our needs, but also evaluate just our internal use as well as any external use. So we're able to get 25 internal users for this, which I think is right within what our expectations would be.
It's a very basic part of the external users or external kits to this.
The cost will largely be on any internal users if we need that number to rise or to increase at all. The external will be an evaluation of just how many hits we get, but there's not a cost model associated with that.
And, I know we put together a pretty detailed technology budget as part of our fiscal 19 budget. This is consistent with that budget.
Absolutely.
Can you answer, this is a technical question, I think, but what's the relationship between Tyler Technologies and Socrata? Tyler owns Socrata?
That's correct. Yep, Socrata is a wholly owned subsidiary of Tyler.
Other questions? Commissioner Doyle?
This is just a comment. I just want to thank you and commend you for the commitment to the privacy of the patients. It's very important. I really appreciate the attention that was paid to that.
Any other questions, comments? Then may I ask for a motion then to approve this contract and allow the executions? Go ahead, Commissioner.
Mr. Chair, I would make the same request that you just delegate to staff
Yes.
the authority to make any.
Yeah, I'm delegating a lot to the staff today. Very generous. I'd like to ask then for a motion to approve this contract, allow it to be executed by the executive director, subject to whatever editing or ministerial changes are required by the staff. Can I have a second, please? Let the record show Commissioner Flanagan made the motion to approve, seconded by Commissioner Doyle. Commissioner Doyle, your vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoffman, aye. Commissioner McBride?
Aye.
Commissioner Flanagan?
Aye.
Commissioner Tittle?
Aye.
Great. Let the record show the commission unanimously approved that, and again, my thanks to not only the executive director, but our technology team and our federal council for negotiating this contract. Thank you. Okay, I am not aware at this point of any other agenda items that I was not aware of when we published this agenda. Am I missing anything? Let me then just talk about what's going to happen next in terms of meetings. So we had a tentative meeting for tomorrow, in case we needed it for final license approval or for further work on regulations. I deem that to be unnecessary, so we will not have a meeting tomorrow. We do not have a date yet for our next regularly scheduled meeting. It'll be sometime the week of the 26th, I think, is that Monday? Sometime that week, probably towards the end of that week, and obviously we'll let the public know as soon as we can about where and when, and we'll give certainly 48 hours notice required, but I don't have an exact time or location for that meeting yet. That being said, we are adjourned as of 3/12 on November 20th, 2018. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.